Mm-hmm. Hello.
What's going on?
See you.
How are you?
You know what? I'm doing well. I'm doing all right. How are
You
you?
look beautiful.
You do too.
Thank you. Your girl that gone and lost 26 pounds.
I'm about to say you look skinny.
I lost 26 pounds. Your girl is getting it together.
I'll be your own body goals over there. I was like, you look small.
I have not been this size, Samantha, in ever. I don't even remember the last time I've been this small.
Wow. What have you been doing?
So I just look at people like y'all's Instagram. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't do that. I'm 48 years old. I just stopped eating. I stopped eating carbs. I was eating candy. I stopped all of that. I started working out. I started protein, no carbs, no sugar. I feel better than I've ever felt in my life, Sam.
Wow. And you look good. I mean, I feel like I've just seen you and you look like you. How long has it taken you to lose
Probably,
20?
it's probably taken me about 30 days to lose almost 30 pounds.
Because of the no carbs, right? Is it because of the no carbs?
It was no, yeah. And I was eating a bag of Twizzlers every night.
Are you trying to lose more or are you good where you
No,
are?
I'm gonna do some more. I'm on the journey now, man. I'm going for it. And I like my hair like pixie. I love that little Halle Berry pixie look.
I love it.
And so it looks great when I'm thinner. So
Well, you look, I mean, you look fantastic. I was literally going to say, I don't know why. I feel like I've seen you on live. You look, today I was like, you look small.
I know I'm up close to the camera.
Look at you getting fine on them.
It mean you have
That.
getting her groove back.
Come on now. Come on.
Let's get
Me too. Me too. We're doing it together. Okay, anyway, let me not have too much fun. Okay, look.
Yes.
Do a job and I'm gonna do the job, but I'm very excited to have you on. I'm so excited. People have been writing me. They are beyond excited to see you and talk to you and ask us. Well, they want to hear from you questions. So
I have to tell you, like, I go back and watch them because, like, you're my Monday night or whatever this night is, Friday night. I go back and I'll just lay in bed and listen to you. You've got a lot of wisdom, girlfriend.
Thank you.
Like, when I remember, y'all don't know this, but I started. I was one of her first guests on her Monday night Bible study, and she was like so shy and afraid, and she was just just not aware of, she'd never done it before. And it was like her, yes. I know this is not a spiritual moment because this is more about getting in your face and waking y'all up. But I just want to tell y'all something. She said yes. And a lot of times the reason your lives are not moving in the direction you want them to go is because you won't step into a direction that you're called to do.
Yeah.
Samantha was called to help people. That's her purpose. Whether it's in bodies, whether it's in losing weight, whether it's in getting fit, whether it's in giving y'all reality checks, whether it's in teaching you about the Bible. And literally, when you get to a place where you fall into your purpose, the doors swing wide open and you find your peace. And so that's what's happened to you, Samantha. And so just looking at you today and how far you've come, just the wisdom that spews out of you, the confidence that spews out of you. You don't hate. You're just a loving, kind. What y'all see, I know Sam personally. What y'all see, man, y'all don't even get the beauty of it all. And she is like, her heart is as beautiful as her outside or more, and that's a lot. And keep on glowing up, baby girl. I got you.
You know, I could go on and on about Pastor Kim. Y'all know that. Even my Power Up crew, I always talk about. there's always women in my life that I feel like, you know, have, you know, I didn't have anything for you to say yes to me doing Miracle Monday. I hadn't done anything live really at all at that time. And so for you to even say yes, and even now when I need somebody to talk to and I just need somebody to just hear me out that can help me through what I'm going through, you always been there for me. You are exactly who you are, no chaser, and you tell me the truth. You give it to me real, and I love you. I love you for that. Thank you.
Always.
Thank you.
Always.
But let's go with okay, so the first question that I got was, what does it mean for you to live free?
Man, for you to live free is when you get to a place where, and I think freedom comes after you've gone to hell and came out on fire.
That's right.
Free is when you walk through something that you literally think there ain't no way on this planet I'm going to get through this. This is going to take me out. And you get through it, and then you realize when you stop, a lot of people don't stop and evaluate. They don't stop and think about what they just made it through. You just keep on going, especially women, because we got kids, so we don't ever process the pain or the ouch or the betrayal or the what did I learn from this. We just get up and move and go forward, and that's unfortunate, because freedom comes when you realize that the very things that you thought was going to take you out didn't take you out, and you realize that while they were running their mouth about you, you were still elevating. You realize that's it, ain't it, girl? It's like, when you wake up in the morning and you don't care what they say about you in the nicest way. I don't mean no ugly. I don't hate you. Freedom is when you don't hate nobody. Freedom is when you ain't checking nobody's social media pages to see what's going on with your ex and his girlfriend. Y'all ain't checking nothing. You are living your best life, whether it's in a cardboard under a bridge or it is starting over again at the smoothie shop after you've been in a five-figure $500,000 home. Now you're in an apartment or back with your mom and daddy. Freedom is when you know, if I had to go through everything I went through to get here, I don't care what you doing. I don't care what you saying. I don't care. Y'all go on. I'm living my best life because I love me. I fell in love with me while you were ripping me to shreds.
Come on.
You wrote me.
Oh, come on. Good. That is good. That spoke to me so much, Pastor Kim, because people know what I'm going through. It's like, you know, at times it's like I've never felt so free. I've never felt so like unapologetically, this is exactly who I am. I don't care no chaser, whatever it is. Where'd Pastor Kim go? Oh, well, guys, I'm gonna add her back. But y'all, what she just said was a real word. That's true freedom, man. When you can just say, like, listen, this was supposed to take me out. This was supposed to make me do a lot of different things. This was supposed to get me out of my livelihood. This person was out here to destroy me. But look what God did on the other side of that thing. Man, now that is freedom. When you realize how powerful you are. Now, Pastor Kim is coming back. But when you realize how powerful you are, when you realize those things that you thought you needed, you no longer need anymore. Those things that you thought you couldn't have. Oh man, she was on something there, y'all. I felt that in my whole spirit. I felt that in my whole energy, y'all. And that almost got me on Spiritual Monday. That was on Miracle Monday vibes right there. Wow.
I had to run around my house.
I understand that. I'm hot because that was such a good answer.
Hey, man, girl, it's like I want you to eat, just not at my table, but I want you to eat.
I want you to eat, though. I do want you to eat. I want you to watch. Well, you know what? It's not even in like. I think that a lot of people. There's people that have written me about being like, trying to get vindicated and, I want to do this for revenge or that for revenge. And I've gotten to a place that I no longer, somebody said, Pastor Keon, he said, you know that when you're really truly over somebody or you're really truly over a situation, when you have the opportunity to seek revenge and you don't.
And you don't.
That's right. Woo! And I was like, man, that is real because when you get to that, like, I'm still not going to do it to you. I want you to be okay, just not with me. You can't be with me. You know, that's amazing. Wow, that's good.
To live, I want you to prosper. I pray for your blessings, and I do. I pray for your blessings, man. But you can watch me from in the balcony.
In the balcony. Okay. If you could get in. Okay. But okay, so the next one. I was her question. I am 31 years old and I've never been in a relationship. It always seems as if I attract the men that are way older or only want one thing. Last year, I was speaking to someone over the summer and went on a few dates. We lost touch with one another and reconnected a few weeks ago. And the conversation was great. And we actually went out last Sunday. I had a great time, and he texted me saying that he had a great time as well. Then he texted me on Monday to let me know that he is not single, but he is also not fully committed to the relationship that he is in, and that we should just be friends and take things slow. I need some advice on what to do and how to handle the situation.
Boy, bye.
That's what I'm.
For starters, if he is even going on a date with you before he has finished another relationship, he gonna do it to you, because I don't care. The side chick position's gonna be available once you feel it. So he's not trustable. He's not even worth being a friend with. You don't want to build a relationship off of a friendship with a man that couldn't tell you before he ever wasted your time, wasted your makeup, wasted you getting ready, wasted you putting your Spanx on, putting your dress on, putting your high stilettos on. He got to sit with you for a whole hour at this restaurant. He wasted your time. I wouldn't at all give him another second. I wouldn't even think about it, because you deserve more than that.
You definitely do. And for me, the thing is that, well, yeah, that's number one. But number two, you're talking about 31 and never in a relationship. And then I only attract men that are way older or only want one thing. Here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with older men. You know, I hate to. I mean, I don't know if I'm the one who's gonna be like. I like older men. Older men are more mature. They're more seasoned. They know what they want. Younger men want to play around. They want to do their thing. They still want to swim the 7 seas. I'd rather be older man could probably offer more real things to you than somebody that's younger your age or around your age or any of those things. So I think there's nothing wrong with an older man. And then only want one thing. And this is the thing that I always say, Pastor Kim, this is just my thing. I think every man if he's attracting you, he's going to want to have sex with you. It's the way that he goes about his sexual attraction. You know, I think we get so caught up in like, oh, he only wants to have sex with me. Well, yeah, he wants to have sex with you. He's attracted to you. But I feel like the way he goes about that is more of what you should be looking at. I don't know. What do you think, Pastor?
Well, now, I was married to an older man.
Me too. Me too. So.
Listen, and I don't think it's wise.
Really?
Not to date a man that's 15, 20 years older than you.
Okay, 15.
I just don't. I think the decades. I just think that there becomes some problems. As that the man's so much older than the woman, and so I just think that, you know, y'all got to make sure. This is why you got to date people. You know, grown older men, they still play too. Like, I just don't know, you know, a lot of times these older men need to stop playing, because they gonna need to get somebody old enough to be able to recognize the stroke symptoms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
I don't think that her getting a lot of older men either is a bad thing. I just think, and that's not a bad thing, but I think he's a bad one. I would never ever go on a second date with anybody that later told me I'm still in a relationship. Ever.
Well, you know, I've honestly been that person, Pastor Kim.
Well, you not do it now, Samantha. I'm not
doing it now. That's right.
Girl, on today, you sure ain't gonna play with that.
No.
Know who you are.
Right. Yeah, there was a time, you know, in the past, but I will say, you know, you're right, Pat. I think when you go decades, I think within 10 years, I don't know if to open like that within that 10-year mark.
Hey,
that you know.
It's a problem because he's ready to retire. He's ready to be in bed by 9 o'clock, and you over here ready just to get turned up, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. I think that like if it's like 20s and then you're 40s or whatever, or so that kind of 20 year, like, I think works sometimes. But yeah, I do see what
I've seen it work. I know I have a friend that actually is married to a man that's almost, man, he's 22 years older than her. They have a phenomenal, but he's
right.
also got a baby and he's 55, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
there's just, things you have to negotiate through with
Yeah.
those things. I think 5 years difference, that's it for me. I
Oh,
ain't old man again.
oh. There you, there you go. Well, 5 years. Okay, well then that's good. Okay. Here's another one. I was hurt. I am having a hard time with the relationship with my two sisters. I'm the youngest and I've been working on all parts of my life, but this has been a pain in my side. I recently found out that my middle sister received a large sum of money and shared some with my older sister, but then did not even ask my children or myself if we needed a piece of bread. I had blocked and separated myself from people for less. This Saturday is the anniversary of my mother's death 22 years ago, and my emotions are usually worse than this, but the support that I have received from my true sisters in Christ have actually helped me more than they will ever know. I'm at a place where I'm done with the childish ways of my sisters. I know how I want to approach this, but I would like to hear your opinions.
My opinion would be when it comes to family, they're your blood. So you fight differently for your family. And
Mm,
I would ask you, have you sat down and told them how this makes you feel? Not angry, not snapping your fingers. The delivery
mm,
is so important in every relationship, because how you deliver something is how someone hears it. And so I would sit down and tell them, why do y'all do this? And then I would make any decisions at all until I figure out, I communicate with them, because communication kills assumption. And
mm,
sometimes you have to put distance with your family. Sometimes you have to put them in the balcony when they're really toxic. But I feel like unless you get communication open with you guys, you will go through life hurting, because this is your family. This is not just a friend. This is not your neighbor. This is not your best friend from kindergarten. This is family. And
mm-hmm.
so worth going the extra mile and sitting them down. Go to a restaurant. Don't do it at your house so y'all can get all loud and stuff.
Right. No, that's good.
And communicate and just be like, listen, y'all made me feel this way. Because you know what? Maybe it wasn't the way you thought it was.
Mm,
Didn't happen the way you thought it did. So many relationships end because we think something happened a certain way when it didn't happen at all. Maybe your sister just gave her money because she was on fixing to be under a bridge in a cardboard box and didn't tell you about it. So I just think you should definitely communicate through it so that you have peace in your heart, and then pray. I pray about everything and ask God to direct you and lead you. And I pray specifics. I believe in praying specifics. Lord, I need direction with my sisters. I need direction with my mother. I need direction with my spouse. I need direction with my job. I mean, God is there ready to help you. But a lot of times we're not listening. And
right.
so that's my answer.
I agree with that, Pastor Kim, and I will also say and add to that I do believe when it's family, it is different. I fight different for my family and very big about family, but I would also, communication. It's a big thing. Sometimes I realized recently that I was taught to not forgive. I was taught to be the type of person that is just like, I'm done. I cut you off. I don't care if you family. I don't care if this or that. I just cut people off. That was what I was taught to do. And I got to a place in my life where I realized that was the weak way of going about things. Like what takes real strength is to make a relationship work that is hard, that is challenging, that causes you to have to reflect and the other person to reflect. Like that's actually a real relationship. That's really something that's worth working through. And with that being said, I also feel like I've learned that even when I would say that I forgive somebody, or when I would try to find, because in the Bible it does talk about how important it is for us to find understanding, for us to gain understanding, above all things, gain understanding. And so being able to gain understanding, and even though in your mind you would have done it that way, or you might have said it differently than the other person, or whatever, we can always put it as, I wouldn't have done that. This wouldn't have happened if it was me. I would have did this for your family. I would have done that for your family. But you're not them. And so you have to kind of get out of having expectations for people that are reflective of what you would do, because they're not you. And, and learning how to forgive, honestly, like to truly forgive, not forgive like superficially forgive, but forgive from the heart. That's a different level of forgiveness. That forgiving is like, you know, I used to say, oh, I forgive you, but I'm not really forgiving you because I'm still angry with you. I still have that emotion when you come up. I still have those feelings when it comes to whatever you did that I feel like you shouldn't have done. So now God has called me to forgive. That's an obedience thing. So I have to, I think that there's a certain level of, you know, forgiveness that you have to come to.
You know, in forgiveness, I remember Tammy just said, how do you forgive people like that?
Yeah.
I remember I was raised in a Pentecostal family. My daddy was a preacher. I was raised to forgive or you're going to go to hell. Everything was going to send you to hell. Divorce going to send you to hell. Everything was going to send you to hell.
Wow.
Literally, I was so broken after my 18-year marriage ended that I laid in my bed and I would cry every night. God, kill him. I would pray every night. God, kill him with the train. Because I knew if a train killed him, a healing line wouldn't bring him back to life. I was so angry. And I remember one night realizing that I was sick in my body. I was hurting places. I was young. I was 36. And my mama kept telling me, Kim, you got to forgive. And I'm like, I ain't never forgiven him. Like never. He betrayed me. Never. And I just felt like somewhere in me that if I forgave him, then I was pardoning a crime he did against me. You know?
Right.
Can't forgive you because you were so. And I remember one night laying in my bed and I said, God, take this pain away from me because I can't do it. The joints of my fingers, y'all, was aching. Like I was just in pain from heartbreak. And all of this bitterness and betrayal and unforgiveness was just eating me up. And I remember laying in that bed saying, God, take this pain away from me. And the first time ever, I just felt that still small voice. I can't take this pain away from you. You got to get up and walk away.
Wow.
And you got to forgive. And I remember laying in that bed that night, just me and God. There was nobody. It wasn't church going on, nothing. And I laid in that bed and I said this, God, I want to forgive, but I don't know how. How? I don't know how to forgive.
That's good.
And over the next 4 weeks, every single night, I would say, God, I want to forgive, but I don't know how. And I'm telling y'all something, in those 4 weeks, God broke something off of me. I broke a soul tie that I had with that man. I mean, all of this because of my willingness to let go and move forward. And so we have a part to play in the anger. This is why so many of us get into relationships, Sam. We jump from one relationship to another relationship, and they all look the same, but with different faces. Because we keep attracting the same kind of people. Wow. Because we haven't forgiven. And so we're just broken. And so forgiveness, ask God to help you. He will.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I think I was mad the other day, Pastor Kim, because I was like, I had forgiven somebody and that person kept hurting me. And I was like, God, like, if you keep giving me the ability to forgive this person and it's forgiving to a level of like where I'm able to feel love for them, but this person continues to hurt. So what do you do? What do you do in situations like that, where the person you keep forgiving is the person that keeps hurting?
Girl, we're talking about Jesus. Judas, he already knew Judas was going to betray him, and he kept forgiving him. The Bible says that to forgive 70 times 7. That means I do believe in boundaries. Like I believe that God gives us an ability to forgive, but people like me and you, the problem with people like me and you is we're empathetic. Like we got good hearts, you know. We just want to believe. We live our lives like Build-A-Bears. Everything is, I just believe you can. And we have a tendency to believe in people more than they are worthy of.
Right.
And I think that the problem is you have to put that boundary there, and you have to realize that this person isn't, sadly, I was loving you again. Dog it. And now you're going to hurt me again. And
Right.
I think start realizing that the boundary wall is, you can't, I'm going to forgive you as many times as you hurt me, but you will not take me out of my place of peace. Not going to be able to, you're not penetrating this, because I already know. And so what I do, Sam, is I will say, God, protect my heart. Proverbs 4:23 says to guard your heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. Sam, I'm saying every single morning of my life, God, protect my heart, protect my ears, protect my eyes. Don't let anything penetrate. I put on the hedge of salvation, sword of the Spirit, the breastplate of righteousness. Give me wisdom and understanding, and God will do it. It'll be so bizarre how all of a sudden you'll be like, that didn't hurt. I ain't even mad at you.
That's good.
It works.
That's good.
Boundary.
I love that. Protect my heart. I'm literally going to start. I'm definitely going to be praying that, because I definitely need to do that. I have, like, somebody said to me one time, like, you, Sammy, you know, you have a pure heart like I do, and the way you love is purely. And unfortunately, and I was looking at questions, but the way you love is purely, and so you end up hurting. You hurt over and over and over again. And so I'm definitely going to pray for God to protect my heart.
And some people are just the way they are.
That's right.
Unfortunately, it hurts. Sometimes you got to just stare at something and say, dog, man, it could have been great, but it won't never be great, because you won't grow. And you got to be okay with that. And you got to realize that it ain't got nothing to do with you, and everything to do with rejection is God's protection. So every time you're being rejected, when you start loving again or start having hope again and you're rejected, look at it like God's protecting me from something that I don't know. It helps you embrace finales.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good, Pastor Kim. That's good. That's really good. And I think I have to shift my hope, because, you know, in 1 Corinthians 13, I was reading how it says love always hopes. It remains hopeful. And that's where I can get very caught up in having hope. And then I have hope, and that hope is, you know, something happens, it's like, okay, I was hoping for something, and my heart is broken, so I no longer want to hope.
Yeah, but, you know, we do serve a God that is the king of doing major fireworks.
That's,
you know,
true.
So since you and I know this about God, then we sometimes hope that this is going to be one of those firework moments. So sometimes we just have to make sure we're aware that if it don't, I'm still going to be okay. I'm still going to heal. This is where I think people also mess up with love. They're like, I'll never love again. And then they're putting those word curses on themselves. And you can't never love again, because God loves for you to be with a relationship. You know, he wants to give you somebody that loves your lights out, and this is your escape and not your duty. That's what he wants.
Escape and not my duty. Yes, Lord.
He's going to send you somebody that is literally going to be your escape and not your duty. Somebody that's going to, when you walk into a room, they're going to be like, hello, is it me? Oh, yes, yes, yes.
It is not.
And so I think we have to get to a place where we realize, don't settle. Don't give up hope. Don't write yourself off just because you've made some bad love moves. Made you wise. Every single journey of your life was never a waste. It was a journey of knowing how you were a comeback kid, how you loved hard, you know. And so I think that when we just start looking at things like Sam, if you wouldn't have gone through the things in your life that you've gone through, I've heard your stories all the way back to high school. If you wouldn't have gone through those stories and those lives that broke, the things that broke your heart, you never had the wisdom that you have today, that literally on a Monday night and a Friday night is setting thousands of people free. So the pain that we're going through, the pain may not be our fault, but the healing is our responsibility.
Come on.
Somebody that needs you to get well. There is somebody out there that is waiting on you to heal and to move forward so you can talk about your scars being turned to those stars that are now wisdom. They're not wounds anymore, they're wisdom.
Wow. You almost had me in tears on that answer, Pastor Kim. For real. Scars that turn into stars and turn into, and because of wisdom. There's somebody that's depending on you to go through this and to grow through this experience. And that means a lot to me. You have more than you know.
These people watching tonight, you'll never know those people that literally God has assigned to you. You think, I'm back at my mama's, or I got to move back into this one bedroom. It's all elevation requires separation. So what God is doing is he's getting you in a place where he can heal you beautifully if we'll let him, if we won't get ahead of him, if we'll go on the journey. And then all of a sudden he opens the windows of heaven and you're like, what? There are people literally already on the time clock for you to rip out of depression, rip out of hell. You're getting up when you wanted to stay down. Yeah, it hurts. Assignments hurt.
They do.
They produce an oil. They produce a passion that when you talk, everybody listens. Because hell, that wasn't talked. That was walked.
That was oh, that's good. That's good. That was walked. That was.
I just got that.
You just did that. Pastor Kim, tonight, y'all, I hope you guys are seeing, I'm being poured into too. So I hope you guys are receiving this. That was walked. Wow. Simon's work. I know the Wi-Fi is going out, but guys, y'all, I hope you guys, it's already 40 minutes in and I'm getting this is great. But anyway, Pastor Kim, we'll go to the next question.
Okay.
How to shut the noise of those opinions that make you insecure of your decision. You know, a decision that you know is the right one.
Well, for starters, when you know for a fact that the decision is the right one, as soon as someone comes in your presence and starts to say, I think, shut them down. As soon as someone in my presence and they're like, oh, I just really think, I'm like, la, 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 la. Because if God tells you the enemy cannot take you out, so he's trying to wear you out, and he does it through indecisiveness. He does it through distractions. He does it people. That's how come you get stuck over here crying over somebody that's walked out of your life 13 years ago. It should have never taken you longer than 9 months to heal. If you can birth a whole baby in 9 months, a whole life, why are you still crying over somebody 9 months later that didn't want you no more? But the reason don't is because we're afraid. We are listening to all of these voices of people that do not live in the situation that we're living in. People famous for giving you advice on stuff they ain't never walked through. They are famous for giving you constructive criticism when they ain't constructed nothing. So you know what you got to do? La 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 la. You got to make sure you got some spiritual advisors in your life. Make sure you got some mentors in your life, and anybody else outside that circle, don't let them talk to you. I don't listen to text. I don't listen to emails. I don't, everybody on my staff, my friends, people know it. I don't want to know what they saying. I don't want to know what they're doing. Don't bring me pictures. Don't bring me nothing.
I love that.
My decision, bam. That's where I'm at. And that's what you got to do. You got to block the noise. It's your job. It's the little foxes. The Bible says that. It's the little foxes that spoil the vine.
That's good, y'all. That's good, y'all. So y'all hear that? Don't send me no daggone pictures.
Y'all quit her pictures. I do that literally. People send me pictures.
Yeah.
They'll send me pictures, or they'll send me something. So and so. Did you see that? I don't care.
Me neither.
I don't care. They're not in my life. When someone chooses to leave my life, when a season in my life is over, I refuse to let a season in my life define my whole lifetime.
Period.
I'm done. I don't want to know about it. I don't want
either. I don't want to know about it. It's over. I love that because you guys, especially social media, I know this is, this is probably a fraction of the people that do it, but I'm just saying in general, it's like, yeah, when the season is over, I don't want to know about it. Block out the noise. And so in my mind, sometimes I do get, in the past, you get curious, your mind wants to know, your flesh wants to be updated, but you have to be vigilant to fight against your own flesh and be like, no, I don't want to be updated. I'm like, that season's over. That's done.
Yes, you just gotta look. I don't care. I don't care if he's pregnant. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So when someone lives your life and they are gone, y'all are finished. Anything that takes place, even if they the daddy of your children or your baby mama, it's no longer a concern what's going on in their lives. So when you want to go search and see, no. In order to move forward, even Facebook has a feature that says you can take a break from Eleanor and we won't tell her. You can literally take a break from people. You can literally mute people and they never know they're muted. You can mute their stories so if you have a problem with afraid people are going to think something about you for being petty if you don't follow this, mute them. Do whatever you got to do to be able to move forward.
Can't move forward looking backwards. That's
and girl, it's shocking. When you start muting people, unfollowing people, it's like the craziest thing happens. You don't even remember them. You're like, you stayed awake crying about them. You were devastated over them. But the minute you erase them from your life, you done forgot. A week later, you're like, oh my Lord, I ain't depressed. I ain't been depressed in 5 weeks. I had to take my medication in 6 weeks. It's because you eliminated the toxic air. You don't realize how toxic the air was until they're gone.
That's right.
Breathe good.
You can breathe so good. And I'll tell you this, I had to learn that I was doing my own disservice at times in my past, actually. Not, when I was younger, and I looked at it now through therapy and through spirituality, and I was looking back at what people were doing, friendships that ended, relationships that no longer existed, and I'm like breaking my own heart. Like, I'm choosing to break my heart today. Like, I'm going backwards to see what's going on the other side, and then getting into that spirit of comparison. For what? What am I doing that for? What bill does that pay? How does that bring me closer to God? How does that bring me closer to my purpose? It doesn't. It doesn't serve anything but a distraction. And we have to, I know this is not like a spiritual thing, but everything is spiritual. It's all spiritual. And so
Absolutely.
You've got to recognize the spirit when it's there. When somebody's like, did you see what your ex was doing? Doesn't matter. Not my problem. Next, what's the next conversation you have going on?
That's right. I don't even let people bring it up in my presence. I don't want to know where they at. Don't want to know what they're doing. I want them to eat, just not at my table.
Jesus. I hear that. Okay, anyway.
So that's how you do it. That's how you keep your mind when God has told you something. Now, I do believe, Samantha, you need to have you need to have counsel. You need to have wisdom in your ear. You don't need to be on an island all by yourself. But you don't whole world's ideas or their opinions, and you don't owe nobody nothing, especially people in an app. A free app. You don't owe them an explanation about your relationships. You don't owe them. You ain't got to give nothing. Just keep it moving. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Yes.
I mean, the noise just keeps us sometimes in situations. I literally just dealt with something like this within myself where I had to shut down social media just for myself. It wasn't even about anything else is going on. This is just within me, who I want to be and who I want what I feel like God is calling me to do. I had to shut out the noise to really hear God. I had to really say to myself, like, I'm not going to allow myself to get involved. We allow social media to have too much of a say. The spirit of comparison is real. We see people, and that's when our mind gets to going and thinking about different things, and it starts to influence your decision making on what you decide you want to do, what you decide to. And it's like, I have had to say to myself, like, listen, I'm only going to focus on my circus. As someone just said, I'm going to focus on my circus. I'm going to focus on what's going on in my circus. I ain't going to worry about somebody else's circus, because me focusing on their circus ain't helping me work on my circus. And I'm trying to make my act beautiful as it can be. So, I mean, anyway, I can get into that. But I love that, because I just recently did something like that to cleanse myself. And y'all don't know. when I kind of shut down social media for a little bit, there was so much peace. There was so much peace because the people that were speaking to me were people, you know, they know the rules. They know where I'm at with things. The chapters are done, finished. I don't, you know, and that's where we are. And they play accordingly. And I think that people that don't respect that don't really love you. And you have to start checking their access to you as well. Because not everybody deserves access to you. Just because don't mean they deserve access to you.
That's right. It's called protecting your anointings. What I say, protect it, protect it, protect it. It's a little foxes that spoil the vine. And y'all, matter of fact, in order to go to another chapter, you got to leave all the baggage in the past. Because if you don't, you'll keep repeating the same cycles over and over. And you want to be a cycle breaker.
That's
you
right.
do not want kids to have to watch you dissolve into a nothing over things you won't let go of. And so just guard it, man. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so next one is, how do I let go of a heartbreak after the breakup has finalized when I have nothing and no one?
Well, that's a great place to start, Mary Jo. You have nothing and no one, which means all you have is up. I walked through when I was walking through, I lost everything. I lost a $500,000 house, had to move back in with my mother and my father. And I'm laying there feeling really sorry for myself. And finally one day I thought, well, this ain't helping nothing. My sons need their mother. And I have nobody and I'm hurting. And like I said a while ago, Mary Jo, I had to get up and walk away from the heartache. I literally had to reestablish my life. And I had to realize that just one foot in front of the other. I don't have all the answers. I may not have all the answers in a week or 2 or even 3 weeks, but I'm not staying here. So the first thing you have to do, Mary Jo, is you have to make up in your mind, I'm not staying here. I'm not staying here. I remember I got put on Ambien because I couldn't sleep. All of this over a relationship that ended. And really at the end of the day, the reason I was so heartbroken was because of what people were saying. It was it was what they were saying about me. So I had just so much of the noise and the conflict going on inside of me. And I remember when I finally started getting to that place where I learned how to mourn and move. And that's what you have to do, Mary Jo. You're going to have to get up and you're going to have to mourn and move. Your therapist can't do it for you. Your pastor can't do it for you. Your mentor can't do it for you. Your therapist can't do it for you. Your children can't do it for you. Your mama, your daddy, your aunt, nobody can do it for you, Mary Jo. Nothing is going to change until you make up in your mind, I ain't got nothing, but it is a great place to start. I can get up and I can look up. If you're laying flat on your back, all you can see is up. So you got to realize that I'm moving. I may not know where I'm going, but I'm getting up. I'm not staying here. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to stay in this heartbreak because let me tell you something, Mary Jo, with every ending is a new beginning. What you thought was the worst. Rejection was not necessarily someone wanting out of your life, but it was somebody that God needed out of your future, right? Because things wasn't going to straighten up. So Mary Jo, make up in your mind, I just ain't staying here. Stop concentrating on the reason you can't get over the heartbreak is because you listen to the love songs, listen to Delilah, thinking about all the things that y'all did that you loved. If it was always that great, it wouldn't be over. Come on. Instead of concentrating on just all the great it was, remember the bad. Remember the inconsistency. Remember the no commitment. Remember all the things that broke your heart every night. And then get up and move forward. And you watch what God will do. God is going to restore everything the devil stole, Joel 2:25. But he can't do it if you won't get up and leave the heartbreak. The heartbreak ain't helping nothing. It ain't doing nothing. He done moved on. They didn't live in their best life. You ain't. So what? Get up and just start moving. Pull your big old thick thigh and move. Don't stay where you're at because you're not stuck, Mary Jo. You're not stuck because you're not a tree. Get up. You're stuck because you stopped moving. Get up.
Get up.
God, there's better. There's better. There's going to be a better one coming. You're going to look back and be, I can't believe I even asked that question. I'm glad you asked the question because we can love on you. But I'm just saying it's going to be so much better. You're going to just be blown away.
I love your, I mean, because for me, a lot of women ask about, you know, I'm with no one and the person I was with left me for somebody else or they got something else going on and things like that. But what I tell you is that me being by myself or on my own has created a strength and a power and a satisfaction with me, a security with me, that I needed to be with me for a while. And I needed to understand me a little bit longer. And I needed to love every aspect of myself, because I wasn't able to get to the different layers of myself, that because I was with somebody else. So I wasn't always focused on me. But now I have to deal with me. I have to sit in that seat. I got to do my work. I got to focus on my healing. I got to get in the best shape of my life. I've got to start making moves. And sometimes we get so caught up in wanting to be in relationships to distract ourselves from the actual work that God is calling us to do on our own, just you and him. And so don't miss the opportunity. Don't miss that boat trying to just allow the enemy to distract you. Because the next thing he'll do is just bring another dude just like the one that just left. And then you now in the same situation you was before, because you never.
Where's the me?
But it's the truth. We our society, we're so afraid of being alone,
and it ain't bad.
It's okay to be alone. I like being alone. I like doing my own thing. I like sleeping the way I want to sleep, and I can do what I want to do. I like talking to myself. I like drinking my glass of wine and watching my show. I like working out and do what I want to do. I like waking up and when I want to go to the park. Sam, do you want to go to the park? Yeah, you know what? I want to. All I got to do is check in with me. There's a lot of beauty in being by yourself. Some of y'all are so idealizing this marriage thing. Oh, I need to be with somebody, and y'all have no idea. Y'all just want a ring. Y'all want a nice, pretty wedding and a ring. Y'all don't really know what it means to be married. Because what it means to be
marry Satan and have to pretend you're happy because you're settling.
Period.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. So too many people. Anyway, let me stop that, because I'll go.
Okay, go on that one.
I could go for miles. Okay, the next question is: person I was seeing left me for someone else. I've been in depression. I've been depressed, and I can't shake it. Any advice? This is alongside what we were talking about.
I really believe, and this is so many people have this issue. I'm depressed because they walked out on me. I remember that. You can't eat. Your heartbreak stinks, man. When you got cancer, they got chemotherapy. When you got fibromyalgia, they got medicine. When you got the cold, they got medicine. But when you got a heartbreak, it hurts, because you realize that the very thing that you loved so much didn't love you as much as you loved them. And so have to do is you have to stop living in the woe is me. You have to stop. You have to realize that you're not a victim. You're a victor. And you have to get up, and you have to literally get a part of Samantha's BGLDFGFK. That program called.
Which one? Power Up or BYBG?
BYBG. Ain't that like
BYBG?
Like get in something that will help you get your focus off of the broken areas, because right now you're only surrounded by the things that was around you when y'all were together. So you got to start getting out. You got to start living, and it is not going to go away. Depression from a heartbreak ain't going away till you get up and walk away from it. It is one day at a time. And guess what? Time don't heal it. Your mind does. You decided, I'm getting up. I ain't stalking you no more. I ain't drinking another bottle of wine for you ever again. I'm going to remember how I got to my bed. You are not worth me sitting here crying when I wasn't worth even saving my Definicils 2150 mascara from crying. You didn't care.
No.
So you get up, Michelle. That's all that we can tell you. There's no medication for it. There's no, until you make up in your mind, until you change your perspective and realize that Michelle, you are worth fighting for. You are someone coming home and meeting you at the door and wrapping you up in his arms and kissing all over your face. You are worth someone that all you are, all of you, all of me loves all of you. You are worth it. And until you get to that place, Michelle, where you realize ain't nobody that walked out of my life worth me still being depressed and sad because they've moved on without me. You know what? When they walked out on you, the trash took itself out, honey. And
took itself out.
Yes. And now you need to get up, and you need to start get your groove back. Make up in your mind. I ain't talking about him no more. I ain't crying over him no more. I'm getting up and moving forward. Nothing's going to do it for you. God ain't no genie in a bottle. Medication ain't no genie in a bottle. All it's going to do is numb the pain. Deal with the pain. Cry a river. Wipe your face. Put you on some makeup. Put you on some hair. Get up. Take your life back. Get off the sofa. Stop scratching your behind eating bonbons. Get up. Take your life back and live your best life. Why? Because you can, Michelle. Because you can.
That's right. That's right. That's woo. And y'all got to remember, depression is a spirit. We got to start taking, we have dominion over spirits. I know this is a Miracle Monday, but you know I'm going to bring up, we have dominion over spirits. You know, we have to start recognizing the spirit, calling it what it is, and rebuking that thing. And we do have to renew our minds. We have to make choices. Feelings change all the time.
All the time.
All the time. I can feel great this morning. I can feel really lousy right now. I can feel irritated in a minute. Our feelings change. We have to take dominion over it because it's a flesh thing. We have to start renewing our mind. We have to start changing our perspective and being mindful of setting our mind and keeping it set. We have to be intentional. We can't just allow ourselves to feel. Sometimes it's okay to do that, but we have to start talking ourselves through it and coaching ourselves through it. You know, I've had a broken heart, and I've had to say to myself, you know what, Sam? God's protection. God, you know, this happened, but this is God's protection. You just got to see what God is doing. I have to coach myself through it. And it's not easy. It's a decision that I've had to make. And you can make that same decision too. You know, I think about like a day this last year, I was like, it was a sad day for me. And I remember God told me, I forgot what day, I think it was like Mother's Day. I was like, man, I was sad. I was not really feeling myself. I was like, you know, it was a first Mother's Day for me by myself. And I didn't feel like I was being honored and things like that. And I woke up and, you know, God told me, he's like, do it for yourself. Stop feeling on. He said, stop feeling bad for yourself. Like, get up and make this day what you want to make it. Stop depending on other people to do it for you.
Buy you some flowers, buy you some candy.
Listen, I got me a sangria. I got my favorite food. I dressed up. I did my hair. I did my makeup. I dressed my baby up. We get everything together. And we had a good old time. And I was intentional about shifting the energy of my day and not allowing myself to sit in a wallow of self-pity when I could have, because it was a sad moment and I allowed myself to feel that. But God was like, no, get up.
Get up.
Your child's alive. Y'all both healthy. You ain't able to pay your rent. There's so many different things. There's some people that didn't wake up with siblings today. There was family members today. There was people that didn't wake up with children today. And we're sitting here sad about a breakup and a depression and things like that. We've got to be intentional about getting ahead of those things and not just allowing ourselves to just, you know, sit in those things. Be intentional.
Intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional. That's the word.
That is the word.
It ain't just going to go away. You can't take a pill for it. You got to get up. You can't let a season in your life define your whole lifetime. Man, the pain may not be your fault, but the healing is your responsibility. And if you don't heal, you will walk around bleeding on people that never cut you.
That's good. That's good. That is good. All right, here's another one. A lot of people must be going through heartbreaks this season. It must be that type of season.
Yeah.
How do I really stop going back to a man that shows he don't care at all? Something keeps drawing me back, and it's making me miserable.
Well, then the feeling of being miserable has got to be more than the feeling of I need security. The reason you keep going back is because somewhere in this relationship you got broke down in such a way that you feel like he is all I can ever get. And this relationship has broken down your self-worth, and you got to get to a place where you don't go back. Yeah. If it's over, if it's killing you, if it's tearing you apart, you can't stand it. You got to stay your butt, put your hips in a house where you have some accountability with your family, with somebody that can remind you. It's a trauma bond. That's exactly what it is. It's a trauma bond. You need to go, listen, I got a breaking soul ties. how to break soul ties on my YouTube channel. Real Talk Kim is my YouTube channel. And it's how to break soul ties. Break ties and then refuse to go back. Refuse to go back, because God can't bless your life as long as you keep going back. People don't realize, they keep saying, how do I stop doing it? You just stop. You are a whole grown up. You are grown. You say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm breaking this cycle. I would rather have a meltdown for 4 weeks straight and cry every night and be devastated over your loss than live for another 20 years in something that's never going to change.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm not wasting my life with a lie. I'm not going to walk around pretending I'm happy and my life is terrible. Keep going back. When you don't care about me, when you won't stay faithful to me, when you keep cheating on me, when you show me you don't respect me, when you call me out of my name, I would rather start over with my cheese with my credit busted so bad I can't eat my cheese than keep lying to myself and putting myself in a place where I ain't got no dignity left.
That's good.
So this, you gotta get it together. You can't go back. You can't keep going back. You can't. You're grown. You're not going to go under. You're not going to lose your birthday because you finale'd a relationship.
Hello.
And in order for you to get well, in order for you not to get hardened, the problem with so many women, man, is we get mad at a man and we let that man just make us angry and bitter and bleh, just where I don't need no man, and
I love
hard and nasty, and ain't nobody worth you losing your gentle, beautiful, amazing heart. Leave before you just break into so many pieces that you don't know how to get back up. You'll still get back up. Hang out with us. We'll help you get back up.
Yeah.
But get your life back now.
Yeah.
Just stop. That's how you stop. Just stop.
That's so good, Pastor. And
I love this book right here.
Which is that? Live Free. Is that Devon Free?
Yes.
I haven't read that.
It's a phenomenal book. And it talks about everything we're talking about.
Wow.
About how to go through trying to convince ourselves, trying to lie to ourselves. It's a great book for you, sis. Blessed hands. All of you that are having these relationship issues. Read. Go get some podcasts. Instead of listening to sad music, go get on a podcast. Go get some great people in your ear helping you heal from trauma bond. Go look up trauma bonding. Go look up how to break soul ties. And then listen to it every day until it builds you. Get the word of God in you. Go to bed at night. Literally letting the word saturate you. I mean, just do whatever you got to do. Tony Gaskins is awesome too. He sure is.
No, he is good. He's really good. He has a lot of great YouTube videos, a lot of them. So if you guys want to watch Tony,
be out there for us to not be utilizing it.
Yes. You know, guys, and there's scriptures as well. You know, like we can pray ourselves over. You know, it's powerful to use the word to God. You know, finding verses. I did that for myself. When there was times where I was trying to get myself to my heart was broken and I'm trying to find different things. I'm like, okay. And God was talking about, go look to the hills to where your help comes from. Like using scriptures to help me get over certain things that was going on in my life, y'all. It's very empowering to read the word and what God is saying about you.
On, Sam.
And so
that's your word. That's your answers is the Bible.
Yes.
And then all you got to do is go to Google and just Google's a woman. She got all the answers. Just go Google scriptures to help me get free.
Right.
Scriptures to help me let go. Scriptures to help my heart heal. And thousands of promises will come up. Or you know it, you're walking through this thing that was supposed to end your life and devastate. And it made you sweet and soft in the process, and you came out with more of a glory and anointing on your life and more loving. And
yeah, I mean, I love that. You know, guys, there's a lot of things, even with Pastor Kim, we've had a lot of conversations. There's so many different things that have happened to us that have made us we've had to make the decision to be who we are today. We have had to make hard decisions, executive decisions in our lives that have cost us a lot of pain, that have broken our hearts, that have made it hard for us to come on live sometimes, whether you realize it or not. But we've had to make those decisions. We have to get in front of those feelings. And I know that you guys, sometimes we just think that, okay, we feel this, so we're supposed to feel it. And then that's where we stay stagnant. We stay stuck in this feeling, but that's a choice. We choose feelings. You can only really feel an emotion for 90 seconds. After that is like, you can legitimately have a reaction for 90 seconds. After that, it's a choice.
Come on.
You have to you guys have to start making executive decisions in your life. And that doesn't mean they're always going to feel good. Not everything in life has to feel good. That's what the society has taught us, that we take a pill or do have to do something to escape feeling sad. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to, sorry. Someone, I apologize. So I was like, man, somebody called. It was my Uber, y'all. I apologize. My Uber. My Uber Eats called. I was like, oh, I don't want to miss them. Okay, anyway, guys.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. So yeah, I wanted to. I was like, man, I want Chinese. I was wearing a shirt that looked like Chinese food, and I wanted Chinese. I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, nonetheless.
See, you order Chinese food anytime you want. Don't even have to ask anybody.
Listen, exactly. And that's the beauty of it, okay? But okay, so anyway, I apologize. So back to what we were saying.
That's funniest ever, y'all. She just put on pause to answer her Uber Eats.
I did not want to miss that order, man. I was like, man. I hope y'all got that for the Uber Eats called. I really did. I hope you got the word. No, but okay, we'll answer. You know, I want to be respectful of your time, Pastor Kim. I definitely could be on here forever with you.
Oh, fun. Thank you for letting me come, man. This was great.
No, I feel like so many people got so much from this. That's what I'll have. Let me see if I can. I'll answer this last question. So the last question we have for tonight, y'all, and thank you guys for submitting questions. We did not get through all of them. We got through. I already knew that. But I'm glad we answered, because I know how we are. But I'm so happy that we were able to get through them. So
I bet a lot of questions, though. I bet we answered a lot of questions that just in what God, because there was so much God in this thing tonight. Just beautiful revelation that I'm sure a lot of people got a perspective shift tonight.
I agree. Especially some of the stuff you said, it's shifted my own perspective. You know, a lot of things you said, I was like, wow, okay, you know what? That helped me. And people, you know, we all need a word sometimes. I definitely.
You know what I love about us, Sam? Let me tell you what I love about us. And I think this is why you and I connected so well, is that you and I, every time we've walked through something that was traumatic or devastating, you and I always first look at ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great point for everyone to hear tonight, is a lot of times the reason why you can't let go, you can't get free, you can't become unmad, you can't let go of a heartbreak, is because you won't stop to ask yourself, what is it in me that keeps attracting this behavior?
Yeah.
And you got to fix you know, because it always takes two to tango. If you find yourself in the same battles over and over with different people, you're probably the common denominator.
Right.
Beautiful thing about what you see in both of us is we're the first ones to tell you, you know, that we've been there, we've done it, we caused some of the situations. And the whole point we took out of every situation that we've walked through is, what can we do to become better?
That's right.
And that's the key. The key is to not waste your hell. Don't waste don't waste it on being angry. Don't waste it on being miserable. Don't be Petty Crocker. Be a praiser. You know, you're not pitiful. You're powerful. You're not a victim. You're a victor. And failure's not failure unless you stay down.
Right.
So get up and change your thinking. Get some good stuff in your ears and watch your life change.
I love that. And I don't even want to answer another question, because I feel like that was such a good ending to this. Don't waste your hell, y'all. And that's something that I can totally relate to. Don't waste your hell. There's sometimes we can get so caught up that fact that we're in hell, but don't waste it. Don't waste. Some of you guys are going through storms that we don't even know about. So I know there's some people that call me yesterday, and I was so caught up in whatever I was dealing with. When I spoke with this young lady, I was like, wow, I'm over here worried about this. At least my family's alive. At least
Yeah.
at least I have a place where I can call home. At least I have food that I can eat. If I wanted to order something else, I can go get. I thank God for those things. And sometimes
Yeah.
we're so lost in our storms that we don't realize what God is doing even in the midst of our storms, the protection that he's given us within those storms. Like God has still provided. God has still been good. Even on our worst day, he was still good. He was still good.
Ew.
And so even with these heartbreaks, y'all, which a lot of us are going through heartbreaks, it is, unfortunately, that is what it is. But we have to start being okay with being by ourselves. That's another thing that I wanted to share. You guys are looking for another relationship or wondering what's going on with your last one, when you really should be focused on your own healing, focusing on how to heal your healing is your responsibility. That's your work. And you're not going to attract anybody healed while you're broken. You're going to find somebody, you're going to attract broken if you're broken. You're going to attract healed when you're healed.
Because you're saying, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. What makes you think they're going to look at you when you ain't none of the stuff you've been praying for?
Hello.
So use this season, man, to get better, man. Get better. Get better. Grow. Be proud of yourself. Clap for yourself. Support yourself. Man, be the best mom you can be. Be the best wife you can be. Whatever God has blessed you with. Be so thankful for it. Guard it. Protect it.
Yes, Lord.
Love it. And don't make other people pay for your unhealed areas.
Come on. Don't make them pay. Come on, y'all.
Deal with daddy issues. Deal with your mama issues.
Yes.
Deal with hurt people, hurt people.
They
But
do.
heal people.
Oh.
Beautiful life that God has given you. You may be shelter, but God, at least there was a shelter space for you. Now you've got a better story to tell somebody one day of how you came free. I'm telling you, man, it's all right here. It's all perspective.
It is. It is. The last question is, how do I deal with a dad that is alive but shows zero effort for a relationship, even when you do? There's the last question, y'all.
You know what? Hurt people.
Yeah.
And heal people. Your daddy only is showing you what he knows. Fortunately, your dad never got to be around people like us that would help him know how to be a better father. He was probably rejected. He was probably abandoned. He probably was told by his dad, you'll never amount to nothing. And so because of that, he doesn't know how to be a solid man himself. That's not at all excusing his behavior, because he should have gotten help. But you're going to have to understand, Mary Jo, that this is your father, and that you're going to have to love your father the way your father is, the way he's presenting himself to you, because you're not changing your father. Only God can change your father. So I think the thing that me so much, from these kind of relationships, whether it's with an ex-husband or whatever, or a friend or just somebody, is that they are only behaving the only way they know how right now, unfortunately. So I'm not going to take it personal.
That's good.
So don't allow it to become personal to you. You decide if you are going to let them be close or if you're going to put some boundaries there. But it might be easier to accept your father the way he is if you understand that your father hurt people. But people heal people. Mary, maybe your unconditional love is going to help heal your father.
That's good.
Nobody knows that but you, Mary. Nobody can really answer that question in fullness but you, because you're dealing with it. But you have to realize that he's not doing it because he doesn't think that you're awesome. He's really doing it because he's a broken man.
That's good. That's good, y'all. Heal people. I love that. So, Pastor Kim, I am not going to ask another question, because we could be here all night.
But I have loved this.
You don't understand how many people, like, I mean, I've gotten so many messages. You have so many people that love and respect you. I love and respect you. And tonight, like, you don't even, I'm going to watch this live again. I'm going to watch live again and again, because there were so many things that I think anybody, no matter what walk they are on, can apply something from this.
Yeah. I loved it. Let me come back.
Listen, you tell me, you're a busy woman. You need to tell me you out here being fine. You getting your whole situation together. Look, you getting your swerve on. You need to tell me when. Let me know when you are available, okay?
I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you, man.
Thank you, Pastor. That means so much to me. You don't even know. I'm gonna cry right now.
I am so proud of you. You are such a light, such a ray of sunshine, and your heart's beautiful. Just beautiful.
Thank you. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.